Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have another diagnosis video here. This is a 2011 Mercedes E350. So this will be the E-Class 212 or 212. And I'm doing, as you can see, the full scan on the vehicle. I'm using the Drive Pro for this car. Let me just double check, make sure it's not a 4Matic, and it is a 4Matic. So that is a good thing to always check because there's always differences, in between this 4Matic and the regular. So I'm doing again the full scan, and that's what I always like to do in a car that I haven't worked on to make sure that I don't get a later complaint. Oh, I have a code for this now, and it wasn't there. So I like to make a record of everything is in the car, and knowing Mercedes, there will be always a lot of not really important codes. And a lot of people says like, oh, European cars, they're full of codes. I actually like that. You know why? Because when I get a code, even if it's not an important one, I get some guidance on a future problem that might come, later on, or I can disregard. Sometimes it's just loss of communication because of low voltage and so on. That's not important. But engine, airbag system, ABS, and so I like to always keep, full attention onto those transmission, because even though the check engine light might not be on, or the ABS or whatever light, it will be further. So I can keep that as a record. On most of the domestic vehicles, you get like no codes. Even when you have a misfire, I have worked on Fords that you have no misfire codes and you can feel the misfire, and it's very hard to diagnose. I'd rather have a huge list of codes that I can take in consideration in order for me to do a real, a good diagnosis. That is always good to have. As much as information that you can collect, especially on these European cars, I can go on history to see when that code happens, how many times has happened. So that is important always to take in consideration, and that's how I do my diagnosis. All right, guys. So I had the full scan done. So I'm going to email this to myself, as I always do. Just bear with me a little bit. Not sure if the camera is in full focus. All right, so that is done. And so we have in the engine computer, 3-disc thermostat valve jams in an open position, coolant temperature raises too slowly. All right, so we have a coolant thermostat problem. So this is going to be an easy problem to check. And actually, this car doesn't have many codes. As you can see, it's just very minimum. We have front left door, front right door, satellite, media interface. So nothing on the ABS, nothing on the other thing. So very impressive. All right, so we can close this in here. I got the file saved, which is always important. And I can go in there later to send it to AutoLogic if I need any help, which truly I don't usually get help unless it's a very important case or something that I really need it. All right, so let's go over to the fault memory. We have only one, and I don't think we can see anything. Just read, clear fault, number of current faults. Yeah, that's very nice. How about the codes? Oh, okay. Let's see what we have in here, how many times. So we got 3 pages. I don't know why they always give this information in kilometers. I have to transfer that. The car has 101. That will be a little over 160,000 kilometers. I don't know why it says 330,000. So 100,000 miles is 160,000 kilometers. And this one says 330. Last occurrence, 330,000 kilometers. That's almost 200,000 miles. So something is not right here. And then we have values. Ambient temperature, last occurrence, 30 degrees Celsius. Again, we'll have to transfer that into Fahrenheit. See if we have any other information that might be important for me. Ambient pressure, power supply, vehicle power supply voltage, vehicle power supply voltage last occurrence. That's weird. Very low voltage in there. Anything that can help me here? Engine temperature first occurrence is 78 Celsius. So yeah, it's reading it when it's very cold. So this code will be P0128. That is the generic one. And then we have the P0856, which is the original. So let me get a little bit of information in the computer. I got already that file sent to myself. We can just turn the car off, which I have running. Uh, Temperature right now is normal. Car was parked outside, but it was just here. So let me see if I can check anything. Let me see if I can turn these lights off. Maybe if I remove the key. Oh, try to reach to that. Can I get it? All right, now the light went off. All right, go. So one thing that I would like to check is the coolant fluid level. But being now that the engine is so hot, and that's one thing that I saw at first, that the engine was in fully warm condition. Trying to get myself some room. I'm working in one of my one of the other tech's bay. He's off today, so I'm also using his. So I'm going to first do a visual inspection as I normally do. See if we have any leaks, which, if we have a coolant leak, that will diminish the pressure in the entire coolant system, and then the thermostat will not operate correctly. This is a fairly easy thermostat to replace. That is right here at the top. Always be careful with this flexible hose. It goes to the expansion tank. It's very prone to break. The belt is really good. So I'm gonna have to let the car cool down and do checks with the engine cold, because right now it's very warm. So, but let's go over the computer, check that code, and see what the manufacturer recommends to do. But I mean, it's pretty simple, right? I can also use the thermal camera when the car is cold to see at what temperature is the thermostat opening, or if it's like the computer is seeing that is staying open all the time. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I have ID the vehicle and I am using all data because it looks like Identifix is down. So hopefully that come up soon with the solution. I like to use a lot better um, Identifix. I checked for the P0586, I think. Yeah, P0856, which is the original, and nothing came out. But the P0128 did on Identifix. Sorry, on all data. And it's just telling me to go over, and check the amperage. And they're telling me to connect the 35 pin socket box today. Obviously, I don't have. That's what Mercedes will use in order for you to just without, well, actually, this is completely disturbing the connection because you have to disconnect the computer and connect this on the way. So I can try to look for the actual thermostat valve and see where the, see if I can access the harness because it's electrically controlled. So let me, again, look for a little more information on wire diagrams and everything, and we go from there, right? The values that they are shown in here as good. Let me go over that. It says the amperage goes from 0.6 to 1.2 amps. And it says if the measure is okay, yeah, then the measure value is okay. End of test. If not, then it tells me to check the fuses, which is good. I probably will be able to check yes on this fuse if this fuse 57 on the front SAM. Um, I think that's the front SAM, and the N10-1. Fuse 57 is specifically for the thermostat. Then I can probably put a jumper, one of my loops in there and use my amp clamp. So we'll see. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Sometimes the shop time is not the same as I can record, so I'm sorry, but I got busy with another Mercedes that I got on my bay, and I have to, you know, like I wasn't able to record the whole thing. But well, the car is now cold, and one thing that I find out is look at that expansion tank, and look at right here, and then also hopefully we can pick up this, but I mean. Yeah, right here, the gasket on this cap it has a chunk under it. So this is being leaking. So if you can see the cap, it has coolant where it shouldn't be coolant. So we can have from here up, but not from here down. So definitely this cap will need to be replaced. I spoke to my manager and we recommend to the customer to just go ahead and replace the thermostat. We will do probably a coolant flush as well. But yeah, this is easy diagnose. Yes, I checked the temperature and right now I'm waiting on parts. But yes, the car you started it and it's just a constant flow. So it is a stuck open. And yes, we do have that connection. This is the harness that goes into that um, sensor, the temperature sensor of the thermostat. But yep, I mean I'm sorry. This will be a very short diagnosis. Very simple. I wanted to go a little further and check with you guys with the terminal camera and everything, but sometimes again the shop uh, environment doesn't allow me to do and spend the whole time as I wish I can show you sometimes. So if you guys got any further question, don't hesitate to put in the comments and I will help you out. And that's what I always try to do. So see you next time. Thank you so much.